up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Get yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten.
Happy tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live the way.
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else
hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowd would cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be.
Something has changed within me, something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing, too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leap.
You may be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to East Central High School's 52nd Annual Commencement Ceremony. It's been another fantastic year, due in large part to the efforts of the class of 2025. To open today's commencement ceremony, I'd like to introduce past FFA President and current FCA leader, Ms. Riley Shoemate, to the podium for a brief welcome and our national anthem.
Thank you, Mr. Black. At this time, please rise if you are able, and I'd like to ask the men to remove their hats and caps for the playing of our national anthem. But before that, I'd invite you all to join me in bowing our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all of your children that you have brought together safely today. We ask that you be with the families of those that were not able to attend, and that you would work through their lives and shine your never-ending light of hope, grace, and courage. It's because of you and your unique plan for each and every student sitting in front of me that we get to walk across the stage today with our heads held high, ready to chase any and every ambition that we may find. This small town and everything from football games to charity rides is a true blessing that I pray we never forget to count twice. I thank you for this opportunity to share your never-ending love with those sitting here today that may not know you, and ask that no matter where this road may lead, you stand with each and every graduate about to start a new journey. Lord, I thank you for the freedom to be able to choose you and publicly glorify your name. You never fall short, and you made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us that do. It's for this reason, and so many more, that we love you and all of your children deeply. I lift every worry and heartache in this room up to you as we feel your presence sit beside us. It's in the Most High name we pray these things. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the school board, Superintendent Dr. Andrew Jackson, the faculty and staff of Summon Dearborn Community Schools, and the class of 2025, I welcome you to our annual commencement exercises. This afternoon, we celebrate the end of a 13-year journey for these young people. High school graduation is a time of pomp and circumstance, dignity and bearing, respect for the ceremony, and for the many accomplishments of these graduates. Please help us honor the students, their families, and this ceremony in every way possible with polite applause and appropriate responses. We ask that cell phones be turned off or put to silent, and that all remain seated throughout the ceremony so as not to block the view of others. We also ask that guests refrain from excessive noise and celebration so as not to interfere with others hoping to hear the name of their graduate as it is read. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guests seated on the stage here and in the audience to my left. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Andrew Jackson. Director of Finance, Ms. Mary Ann Baines. Director of Support Services, Mr. Dusty Burris. Director of Student Services, Dr. Kelly Roth. Director of Transportation, Ms. Jamie Schartzer. School Board President, Mr. Jamie Graff. Vice President, Mr. Glenn Scholl. And members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Scott Davis, Ms. Sarah Hilton, and Mr. Gary Geller. Members of the East Central High School Administrative Team, Assistant Principals, Ms. Jamie Rosfeld and Mr. Jared Tucker. And although not on stage, certainly helping us today, our Athletic Director, Mr. Kevin Moore. And finally, I would like to recognize and thank the East Central High School staff for all of their dedication and hard work in support of these graduates. You may be seated. I have the honor this afternoon of introducing to you our Student Council President, Miss Ava Russell. Ava is the daughter of Tina Russell. Tina, if you would please stand, be recognized. President of the East Central Student Council, Captain of the East Central Swim and Dive Team, Captain of the Unified Track Team, member of National Honor Society, and participant in East Central's Cadet Teaching Program. Ava's accomplishments over the last 4 years are numerous, from four-year honor roll student to receiving the East Central Mental Attitude Award in swimming and diving, to raising over $15,000 for local nonprofit hospitals through Student Councils for the Kids fundraisers. She plans to attend the University of Indianapolis and major in special education. When asked what she attributes her success to, her response: "My success is not only mine, but related directly to the support of those around me as well. I attribute my success to my teachers and the wisdom that they shared. To my mom for not only her support, but for her constant example of dedication and kindness. To my coaches for pushing me out of my comfort zone. And finally, to my classmates and closest friends for always creating such a positive environment and reminding me to always strive for more." Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ava Russell.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to East Central's 2025 graduation ceremony. I'm Ava Russell, and I'm proud to introduce myself as the 2025 Student Body President. I'd like to begin today by thanking every staff member in attendance for believing in us, every family and friend here for supporting in us, and every distinguished guest present for celebrating with us. Your commitment to our success has played an instrumental part in this day. We are here today to celebrate each other, the obstacles we faced, and all of the accomplishments that we've made. Personally, I would like to thank my family. Thank you to my sisters, Cassie for never failing to give me someone to look up to, and Malia for constantly inspiring me to be a better role model. My brother Corey for always reminding me to have fun amidst all of my determinations. And not here in attendance, but I know in spirit, I thank my grandmother for teaching me her warmth of unconditional love. However, there is one special guest here today that I cannot go without thanking. My ultimate inspiration, my role model, my shoulder to lean on, and the one to whom I contribute my success, my mom. Thank you for pushing me to always strive for what I want. My mom always told me I could grow up to be whatever I wanted to be, and it is because of her that I have grown up to be a dreamer. I'm a dreamer today only because I have watched her make the impossible possible. But finally, thank you to my classmates for above all else making this community a home. Classmates, we finally did it. This is the day that we have been waiting for 4 years. We find ourselves always saying, I can't wait to graduate. Well, here it is. Today, we're walking across this stage and we're ending our time here together. But we are moving on to carve our own paths in the world and create individual experiences. As being one of the last generations to grow up watching PBS Kids, I would like to share this quote today from our dear friend, Mr. Rogers. Often when you are at the end of something, you are actually at the beginning of something else. Today, we combine our excitement for what lies ahead along with our reminiscing of our time spent here together. But today is not simply about crossing this stage or turning our tassels. It's a celebration of all of our moments that might not have quite made the yearbook. Every awkward moment in the lunchroom, every surprise quiz in math class, and every hallway conversation that actually ended up being one of your best friendships. We have all shared moments like these together. However, this is not just where we learned algebra or how to write an appropriate essay. It's where we learned to be ourselves, how to cheer each other on, and where we got to watch Will Kemper revolt against Big Brother. One thing I can say for certain is that in our time here together, we have all grown into something bigger than we ever imagined we would 4 years ago. Today is not just a graduation, today is our beginning. High school has put us through 4 years of change, some of it exciting, some of it stressful, and a lot of it scary, but overall unforgettably impactful. We have watched each other grow from nervous underclassmen into seniors who are now giving the advice that we once needed. I've watched this class grow into leaders, achievers, artists, and creators, and I have been inspired by every single person here today. Our class is unique in so many ways, and I can confidently say that there will not be another one like ours to pass through East Central. In reference to our class quote, I would like to remind us that it truly is everything we're not that makes us who we are. We are not quiet, and that's because we are constantly cheering each other on. We are not shy, and that's because we've learned to build connections that feel like family. And we are not simple, and that's because the class of 2025 is really like no other. From doing backflips at football games to yelling out EC after morning announcements, each and every one of us holds an integral part in this community that we have built. I know that no other class will have Wyatt Lee Smith be their loudest cheerleader in every school parade. Oh, yeah! Or get to watch Riley Perkins and Brendan Griffin lead our first class roller coaster. Our class has celebrated several athletes as they've headed to state competitions. We were represented by Chloe Stewart at the Indiana Pacers basketball game, and we even started our very first girls wrestling team. We have all cheered as our band played at every moment of these celebrations. We have all tackled last-minute projects and celebrated these victories together. And I do not know of anyone in another class who is famous for their commitment to wearing Barney Crocs to school every single day like Connor Murray. Endlessly, I could go on because it's so easy to not only say, but see the impact that the class of 2025 is leaving at East Central High School. Today, we're standing at the brink of our new beginning, but it's important to remember the impact and hold on to our individuality as we step into what lies ahead to continue this impact. East Central was not just a place. For us, it was a process. We've transformed from students into artists, athletes, leaders, and dreamers. We've discovered the power of our voices. We have all learned to embrace our individuality, and we've gained a profound understanding of the influence we carry and the impacts we leave. This becoming does not simply happen overnight. It happens in our in-between moments. The moments that might have felt ordinary at the time, the moments that might not have made the yearbook, but all together shaped us into who we are today. And now, as we're standing on the edge of our something new, let's remind ourselves of our quote from Mr. Rogers, "This is not the end, this is our beginning." And I know that every graduate here today is going to continue to embrace their influence that they carry. Today we're saying goodbye. Goodbye to late bells, crowded hallways, and those staircases that nobody knows whether to go up or down. We're also saying goodbye to a place that may have been our home for the past 4 years. But we're also saying hello to independence, to possibility, and to a future that we get to shape. As I wrote this speech, it was effortlessly easy to realize the influence and the impact that every one of us holds as an individual. If there is anything that I want to be taken away from my time spent up here today, it's this. We are always saying the phrase, "I can't wait." But we have waited. We've waited 4 years to graduate. We tend to wait all week for the weekend and all winter for summer break and so on. We are always waiting for what seems to be the right time. But if high school has taught us anything, it should be this. We shouldn't spend our time waiting for change. We shouldn't wait for the right time or the right person because we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the change. We have found our passions here, and I encourage you as we graduate today to continue to be loud about your passions. So instead of trying to make minutes go by faster or sometimes slow them down, let's take it day by day, hour by hour, and minute by minute. I hope that every one of us chooses to make the change that we want to see. And don't wait for someone else to tell you to do it. Graduating class. We may have walked into this building with nerves and a heavy backpack, but we are walking out of it with dreams and potential that weigh a whole lot more. And we are on our way to make our change. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our assistant principal, Mrs. Rosfeld.
Thank you so much, Ava. This year, we have 67 Southeastern Career Center graduates in the class of 2025. These 67 students have completed various career technical education programs at Southeastern Career Center throughout their junior and senior years. They chose an alternate path than that of the normal 7-class period at East Central High School. They chose a path that allowed them to gain technical skills, knowledge, and hands-on training for their future career field. Southeastern Career Center grads, please stand when I call your name and remain standing until the last name is called. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the end. Kaylee Adams, Andrew Alderucci, Sophia Andriola, Jace Armbruster, Braden Back, Madeline Benoit, Zoe Boggs, Lily Bonifel, Tristan Bonell, Zoe Bowling, Emma Brayton, Samuel Brewer, Kaylee Burton, Blaze Campbell, Dylan Carson, Austin Caudill, Brody Cheney, Anthony Darple, Tyler Derringer, Braden Davis, Bryce Eckstein, Andrew Friedhoff, Hayden Geiger, Francis Girth, Alyssa Good, Brianna Hancock, Allie Harris, Peyton Hollowell, Addison Enderhees, Evan Yulg, Caden Kennedy, Ethan Ketchum, Lucas Kidwell, Logan King, Riley Kissel, Brendan Coulter, Autumn Langenecker, Rory Mason, Talon Meadows, Lauren Meyer, Samuel Meyer, Caroline Newton, Delaney Origer, Colston Orschel, Robert Poe, Sierra Power, Josiah Ralia, Connor Reed, Jacob Reed, Kane Rosfeld, Dylan Ruhlman, Michael Sams, Jamie Schmitz, Carson Sheets, Madison Smith Rudisell, Caitlin Smith, Kaylin Struckman, Victoria Tenedfeld, John Trainer, Brooke Wagner, Caleb Wagner, Jacob Walpe, Dylan Watts, Kelsey Wegman, Cassidy Wells, Grady Woodyard, Brendan Young. Congratulations. You may be seated. Each year, I have the honor of recognizing those graduates who have earned the Indiana Academic Honors Diploma as well as the Indiana Technical Honors Diploma. Students receiving Academic Honors Diploma are honored by wearing the gold cords. These students have challenged themselves with 4 years of college prep English and math, at least 3 years of science and social studies, 3 years of a foreign language, and a fine art, all while maintaining at least a 3.0 grade point average. This year, we have 127 graduates from the class of 2025 that have achieved this honor. Graduates, please stand as I call your name. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the final name is read. Sarah Albrink, Tyler Allison, Ava Arnold, Gabriel Aubrey, Nathan Barth, AJ Beard, Braden Becknell, Annabelle Black, Shelby Bowling, Callie Brackett, Adeline Brewer, Alyssa Bryans, Hadley Bridgewaters, Maggie Brown, Lorelei Carr, Grant Carson, Bree Cleary, Kennery Cook, Layla Craig, Kayla Craig, Jacob Crawley, Cameron Krimmel, Xavier Davidson, Sarah Daney, Brianna Dick, Delaney Donaworth, Riley Ely, Riley Edwards, Taylor Ellis, Kylie Fiera, Lily Ford, Jackson Foster, Ava Fox, Marissa Gabbard, Jacob Gagnon, Camden Gailey, Allison Griffin, Brendan Griffin, Jocelyn Harmeyer, Emily Hagan, Colin Harrell, Braden Hatton, Eric Hetz, Gavin Hicks, Ellie Hill, Peyton Hofer, Ben Hornberger, Jackson Huddleston, Kiara Judd, Corinne Karras, Erica Kashner, William Kemper, Faith Kidd, Jeremy Kirschbaum, Emily Clem, Alex Kuhn, Brooke Lay, Ava Lygaber, Soraya Lork, Isabella Lork, Molly Masterson, Ryder McAdams, Kiera McBride, Hannah McCord, Elena McDaniel, Tia McGowan, Camden Metcalf, Macy Miller, Cole Mingus, Adrian Mitchell, Max Moses, Jocelyn Muckley, Sam Mueller, Aubrey Mullins, Connor Murray, Danica Nash, Emily Newkirk, Ellie Osborne, Nathan Ott, Oliver Paff, Aiden Palmer, Zoe Parr, Grace Pennington, Riley Perkins, Carson Pazanka, Madeline Plogstead, Mitchell Plogstead, Lena Prater, Reagan Rainey, Brock Riefenberger, Riley Rank, Addison Reynolds, Joel Richter, Madison Richter Nybert, Alyssa Reilly, Kara Rowland, Matthew Roy, Dylan Ruhlman, AJ Rumpke, Ava Russell, Jonah Savage, Riley Schloss, Mary Schmidl, Cole Sebastian, John Subert, Kennedy Schuler, Riley Shoemate, Meredith Sizemore, Dudley Smith, Wyatt Eugene Smith, Andrew Stengel, Chloe Stewart, Emma Trent, Owen Trent, Callista Turner, Natalie Toretta, Emily Venler, Maxwell Vetter, Brooke Wagner, Denzel Wallace, Ava Walpe, Dominic Werner, Gage Werner, Sammy Wheat, Braden Wilhelm, Brett Wilson, and Emma Wolber. Congratulations. You may be seated. Recipients of the Indiana Technical Honors Diploma are the students adorned with the blue cords. These students have challenged themselves with a rigid sequence of academic and career technical education. They have earned passing scores leading up to workplace certifications and dual college credit, and have maintained at least a 3.0 grade point average. This year, we have 72 graduates from the class of 2025 who have achieved this honor. Graduates, again, please stand as I call your name in an audience if you'll hold your applause till the end. Andrew Aldarushi, Braden Back, Caitlin Bear, AJ Beard, Callie Brackett, Emma Brayton, Maggie Brown, Douglas Bruce Jr., Peyton Boucher, Daniel Callahan, Edward Cicernos Hernandez, Kayla Craig, John Craig, Cameron Krimmel, Lloyd Derringer, Xavier Davidson, Bryce Eckstein, Taylor Ellis, Marissa Gabbard, Camden Gailey, Hayden Geiger, Alyssa Good, Collie Harmon, Ellie Hill, Jackson Huddleston, Erica Kashner, William Kemper, Ethan Ketchum, Evan Kramer, Alex Kuhn, Autumn Langenecker, Isabel Lurk, Robert Maxwell, Ryder McAdams, Kiera McBride, Nathan McPhee, Lauren Meyer, Macy Miller, Max Moses, Jocelyn Muckley, Aubrey Mullins, Connor Murray, Delaney Origer, Nathan Hott, Oliver Paff, Aiden Palmer, Grace Pennington, Mitchell Plogstead, Addison Reynolds, Joel Richter, Madison Richter Nybert, Kara Rowland, Matthew Roy, Dylan Ruhlman, Ava Russell, Cole Sebastian, John Subert, Kennedy Schuler, Dudley Smith, Wyatt Eugene Smith, Wyatt L. Smith, Owen Trent, Aiden Tufarber, Emily Venler, Maxwell Vetter, Brooke Wagner, Jacob Walpe, Sydney Watkins, Gage Werner, Sammy Wheat, Braden Wilhelm, Brett Wilson, and Elena Workman. Congratulations. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce Assistant Principal Mr. Jared Tucker.
The Indiana College Core is a block of 30 credit hours of general education, college-level coursework that transfers seamlessly among all Indiana public colleges and universities. These students are adorned with a green and white cord today. Additionally, students can complete an additional 30 college credit hours to complete their associate degree of general studies. These students are adorned with a solid green honor cord. We are honored to announce that 100 ECHS seniors have earned their Indiana College Core, and 19 of those students have also earned their Associates of General Studies degree. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names are called. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. Delaney Donaworth, Taylor Ellis, Will Kemper, Faith Kidd, Emily Clem, Jocelyn Muckley, Aubrey Mullins, Emily Newkirk, Aiden Palmer, Zoe Parr, Grace Pennington, Kara Rowland, Ava Russell, Mary Schmidl, Riley Shoemate, Chloe Stewart, Emily Venler, Ava Walpe, Braden Wilhelm, Sarah Albrink, Tyler Allison, Ava Arnault, Nathaniel Barth, AJ Beard, Annabelle Black, Shelby Bowling, Callie Brackett, Adeline Brewer, Alyssa Bryans, Hadley Bridgewaters, Maggie Brown, Grant Carson, Bree Cleary, Kennery Cook, Kayla Craig, Layla Craig, Jacob Crawley, Cameron Krimmel, Sarah Daney, Brianna Dick, Naomi Dickerson, Riley Ely, Riley Edwards, Kylie Ferreira, Jackson Foster, Jacob Gagnon, Camden Gailey, Allison Griffin, Brendan Griffin, Jocelyn Harmeyer, Emily Hagan, Colin Harrell, Braden Hatton, Eric Hetz, Gavin Hicks, Ellie Hill, Peyton Hofer, Ben Hornberger, Kira Judd, Erica Kashner, Jeremy Kirschbaum, Alex Kuhn, Brooke Lay, Ava Liegaber, Isabel Lurk, Soraya Lurk, Molly Masterson, Ryder McAdams, Kiara McBride, Hannah McCord, Tia McGowan, Camden Metcalf, Macy Miller, Cole Mingus, Adrian Mitchell, Max Moses, Sam Mueller, Oliver Paff, Riley Perkins, Carson Pazanka, Madeline Plogstead, Mitchell Plogstead, Reagan Rainey, Riley Rank, Joel Richter, Alyssa Reilly, Matthew Roy, AJ Rumpke, Riley Schloss, Cole Sebastian, John Subert, Kennedy Schuler, Meredith Sizemore, Wyatt Eugene Smith, Owen Trent, Maxwell Vetter, Denzel Wallace, Sammy Wheat, Brett Wilson, Emma Wolber. Congratulations. You may be seated. The following exemplary honor graduates have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.8 or higher during their 4 years of high school. They are recognized by the white cords. This year we have 75 exemplary honor graduates in the class of 2025. Honor graduates, please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names are called. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the end. Hayden Geiger, Adeline Brewer, Cole Mingus, Sarah Albrink, Braden Hatton, Sydney Watkins, Ava Walpe, Brianna Dick, Ava Russell, Nathan Ott, Kylie Ferreira, Cole Sebastian, AJ Rumpke, Alyssa Reilly, Max Moses, Andrew Alderucci, Tia McGowan, Callista Turner, Wyatt Eugene Smith, Elena McDaniel, Isabel Lurk, Meredith Sizemore, Maxwell Vetter, Sammy Wheat, Chloe Stewart, Riley Shoemate, Ben Hornberger, Riley Perkins, Jocelyn Muckley, Jocelyn Harmeyer, Faith Kidd, Lily Ford, Ellie Hill, Kara Rowland, Braden Wilhelm, Layla Craig, AJ Beard, Alyssa Bryans, Camden Gailey, Cameron Krimmel, Ryder McAdams, Camden Metcalf, Gage Werner, Brett Wilson, Gabriel Aubry, Haley Wright, Brooke Lay, Kennedy Schuler, Elena Workman, Mitchell Plogstead, Aubrey Mullins, Matthew Roy, Jackson Foster, Aiden Palmer, Jeremy Kirschbaum, Zoe Parr, Emily Vendler, Emily Newkirk, Bree Cleary, Ava Liegaber, Riley Schloss, Kayla Craig, Tyler Allison, Oliver Paff, Dylan Ruhlman, Allison Griffin, Peyton Hofer, Mary Schmidl, Hadley Bridgewaters, Emily Clem, Alex Kuhn, 4.229, Delaney Donnerworth, 4.255, Ava Arnault, 4.255, Eric Hetz, 4.264, Annabelle Black, 4.298. Congratulations. You may be seated. This year, we have 4 members of the class of 2025 who have chosen to enter the United States military and protect the freedoms of our country. East Central High School has a long-standing tradition of students entering the armed forces. This is a tradition that these 4 individuals will proudly carry on. When your name is called, please stand and remain standing until all names are called. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. Francis Girth, United States Marine Corps. Jackson Carr, United States Navy ROTC. John Craig, United States Navy. Connor Eckstein, United States National Guard. Please join me in thanking these individuals in advance for their service. You may be seated. Let us also take a moment at this time to honor any members of the audience who serve or have served in the military. If you could, please stand so we may recognize you as well. We thank you all for your service. I now have the privilege of introducing the president of the class of 2025. Katie Bear is the daughter of Neil Bear, Alyssa Garlich, and Adam Garlich. If you all would please stand and be recognized. Her numerous accomplishments at East Central include membership in FCCLA, where she was the Vice President of Community Service, a 4-time national qualifier, a 4-time Star Event Gold Medalist, a 2-time Star Event Silver Medalist, a 3-time State Projects Gold Medalist, a 4-time Power of One completer, and a Gold Medalist at Skills Demo Day. She was also a member of Student Council, the Education Professions Pathway, AOK Club, Echo Club, For the Kids Committee, and the President of the Prom Committee. As a competitive archer, Katie placed 3rd 3 times, 2nd twice, and was the indoor S3DA archery champion once. In the fall, Katie will attend Northern Kentucky University to study elementary education. When asked what she attributes her success to, Katie said, "I attribute my success to the expectations of hard work, dedication, and follow-through my parents set for me at a young age. This instilled the work ethic and determination I have today." Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the class of 2025, Ms. Katie Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and the class of 2025. Congratulations, we made it. I feel incredibly honored to be speaking in front of all of you today. I thought I had this whole speech all figured out until about 3 weeks ago when senior breakfast came around and I went home that night to rewrite the whole thing. Things got real when we had graduation practice and Mr. Black was telling us to soak up every last moment in the hallways and with classmates. It was then I realized this really is coming to an end. During graduation practice, Mr. Owen gave a lecture, which was administration's best choice because he's a pro at keeping the whole class entertained without losing them. But what really got my attention was when Mr. Owen said, "High school is just the boot camp of life." And he's right. Many, if not all of us, take advantage of the opportunities at East Central High School. The academics, the programs, the sports, all of it. We don't recognize, nor do we probably realize right now, how this place has set us up for the next steps we take after today. For that, I would like to thank the faculty and staff for always putting us first and creating structure that will help us dominate wherever we go, whether that be college, the workforce, or the military. The class of 2025 thanks you. As for the parents, how are you guys holding up out there? Without your commitment, words of encouragement, drives to school, sports, or clubs, and the endless support, we would not be here today. The class of 2025 thanks you. Now, For many of us, it started as either a Bright Panther, a North Dearborn Viking, or a Sunman Tiger. We spent the first 6 years of our school career with just a third of our class. Our highlights were the holiday parties and who dressed up as what for Halloween, what field trips we were going to go on that year, and we can't forget about moving our clip up or down or our card from green to yellow for talking in a zero zone, or being so excited about extra recess and field day at the end of the year. As we got older, we were given more responsibilities, more expectations to follow because the kindergartners are watching and middle school teachers will expect more out of us. When we entered Sunman Dearborn Middle School, we were met with challenges of opening lockers, changing classrooms and subjects every 50 minutes, and meeting new people from 2 different schools. Some of us had classes with nobody from our elementary school, which forced us out of our comfort zone to meet those who we would spend the next 6 years with. We learned to navigate and make new friends, join new clubs, and we're slowly finding ourselves and our personalities. Middle school is not an easy time for anyone. It's full of changes, challenges, and maturing. But we found the teachers that made it easier, the elective classes that created friendships or passion, and year by year, middle school got easier. Before we knew it, we were at freshman orientation, learning where our locker was going to be and what classes we were going to have to find. We were preparing to spend the next 4 years in one building, where we would pick a pathway and figure out how to answer the question, what are your plans going to be after high school? For a while, it was easy to answer, but as each year progressed, we got closer to being upperclassmen, we realized it was really time to start thinking about it. As a freshman, you think this place is huge and you're going to get lost on the first day trying to find English 9. But that fear only lasts for about a week. The first quarter flies by as a freshman. We have our first 9 weeks under our belt, our first homecoming, our first football games, and our first quarter of high school classes finished. Wasn't as bad as we thought. This becomes repetitive. Each year, the first semester goes by fast. However, each year comes with different challenges. Each of our challenges were different. Could have been difficult classes, friendships, or sports. Sophomore year, we come back wiser. We at least know or recognize who our teachers are, we know how to find our locker, and we are no longer the fresh meat. We know what expectations are to be met and really start to focus on classes. We all experience life behind the wheel for the first time. We feel nervous or scared. As a sophomore, we gain new experiences and more freedoms. As juniors, our days were filled with energy drinks and Mr. Owen's lectures over American history. We feared the 11:59 assignment deadline and getting 25 minutes of membeing done before Sunday. We took our first standardized test since 8th grade, the SAT. Junior year is stressful, but also full of exciting moments. Our first prom, watching senior friends succeed and move on to the next chapter of their lives. We had some major accomplishments as juniors. Finally, senior year was full of last first day of school, last first football game, our last prom, and our last day of high school. We find ourselves fearing the unknown and what's next. Moving away from home for the first time, applying to a new job or to the military. The feeling is scary. The days went by slowly, but the year went fast. Before we knew it, it was prom, senior breakfast, senior picnic, and graduation practice, and the last few days of high school. The last 4 years, we have all shared something in common, being a Trojan. But starting tomorrow, we will all be on a different path. And whatever it may be, remember, we are a family, a community, and now ECHS alumni. So, class of 2025, here's to tomorrow and embarking on a new journey. Thank you.
when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Say, I did it all. I did it all.
Almost every second of this world begins. So many places, the things that I did.
Every broken bone, I swear I live.
Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. Sun goes down, raise your cup. Oh,
I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, I did it all. I did it all. Every second that this world could give. So many places, the things that I did. Every broken bone,
Where I live.
every broken bone,
I swear I live.
every broken bone.
I swear I live.
I did it all. I did it all. Every second that this world could give. So many places, the things that I did. Every broken bone,
I swear I live. Where I live.
I've got three things, and I promise to be brief. First, thank you to the class of 2025 for making this year so successful and so memorable. From our successes in athletics with state-level representatives at girls golf and cross country, girls soccer, girls and boys wrestling, swimming and diving, and track and field, to state representatives and gold winners at ISMA in band and choir, band receiving the All-Music Award for the first time since 2017, to state and national competitors in both FCCLA and FFA, to Student Council raising thousands of dollars in their For the Kids efforts this year for Raleigh hospitals. You all continue to achieve. From COVID in middle school to construction projects sprinkled throughout the years to the challenge of losing a friend and classmate. Your strength and resilience and your consistent achievement through it all says a lot about the character of the class of 2025. I'm proud of you for all you've accomplished. Second, You all received a poem about 2 weeks ago at graduation practice. I promised you then we'd talk about it later. Later is now. I've shared this poem with seniors for 30 years. It's about a man who rose to speak at the funeral service of a friend. His message was simple. It focused on the stone and the dates on that stone, and most importantly, the dash between those dates. His point was clear. It's not on the dates that we should focus our attention, but on the dash. The space between the dates, the life that we live. So in the next chapter of your lives, I ask you to be focused, be deliberate, be intentional. Think about the verb that I use on the announcements every single Friday morning. I never say, have a good day. Make it a great day. Make your lives, your dashes count in everything that you do. Be intentional. And lastly, as you walk out these doors for the last time as EC students and become alumni, don't ever forget where you come from. This is a great school made up of a collection of great communities in Southeast Indiana. The pride in who we are is real and extends well beyond these walls. That pride in the words "we are" belongs to all of us. So don't forget who we are as a school and as a collection of communities and as a class at East Central High School. Hold on to that pride and walk tall. And if you would, say it with me one more time. And since it belongs to all of us, you're welcome to join in. We are. We are. We are. Thank you. Dr. Jackson, members of the Board of Education, as principal of East Central High School and a duly licensed administrator in the state of Indiana, I've had the records for the class of 2025 examined, and I assure you that all present today meet the requirements set forth by both the state of Indiana and the Summon-Dearborn Board of Education for graduation from East Central High School. Therefore, I attest that the students before you today are worthy recipients of an East Central High School diploma. Ms. Rossfeld and Mr. Tucker, if you would please begin reading the names of each graduating member.
Kaylee Adams. Allison Albanese. Sarah Albrink. Andrew Aldarushi. Tyler Allison. Sophia Andriola. Ava Arnault. Gabriel Aubrey. Braden Back. Caitlin Bear. Aiden Barker. Ruby Barrow. Nathaniel Barth. AJ Beard. Braden Becknell. Madeline Benoit. Gavin Birding. Annabelle Black. Logan Blay. Zoe Boggs. Lily Bonifel. Tristan Bonell. Cohen Booth. Shelby Bowling. Zoe Bowling. Callie Brackett. Emma Brayton, Adeline Brewer, Samuel Brewer, Alyssa Bryans, Hadley Bridgewaters, Maggie Brown, Douglas Bruce Jr., Kaylee Burton, Peyton Boucher, Tegan Cadell, Daniel Callahan, Blaze Campbell, Callie Campbell, Gabriel Campbell, Jackson Carr, Lorelei Carr, Dylan Carson, Grant Carson, Austin Caudill, Edward Cisneros Hernandez, Bree Cleary, Ethan Klaus, Marissa Kaufman, Kennery Cook, Tyler Cook, Lily Coyne, John Craig, Kayla Craig, Layla Craig, Jacob Crawley, Cameron Kremel, Ben Curd, Anthony Darple, Lloyd Derringer, Tyler Derringer, Xavier Davidson, Braden Davis, Lana Davis, Madeline Wallace, Rylan Day, Sarah Daney, Brianna Dick, Naomi Dickerson, Delaney Donaworth, Riley Ely, Bryce Eckstein, Connor Eckstein, Riley Edwards, Taylor Ellis, Kylie Ferreira, Leo Flederman, Bradley Flowers, Lily Ford, Jackson Foster, Ryan Dragan, Shelby Lehman, Ava Fox, Olivia Frankenstein, Marissa Gabbard, Jacob Gagnon, Camden Gailey, Brandon Garrison, Hayden Geiger, Francis Girth, Stephen Gomez Riviera, Alyssa Good, Allison Griffin, Brendan Griffin, Andrew Friedhoff, Jace Armbruster, Jocelyn Harmeyer, Emily Hagan, Peyton Hollowell, Brianna Hancock, Collie Harmon, Colin Harrell, Allie Harris, Alyssa Hartman, Isaac Hartman, Braden Hatton, Eric Hetz, Briar Hicks, Evan Hicks, Gavin Hicks, Ellie Hill, John Hipsky, Morgan Heiza, Peyton Hofer, Ben Hornberger, Logan Clayton, Cole Houston, Jackson Huddleston, Grady Hutzel, Addison Enderhees, Miles Inman, Kiera Judd, Corinne Karras, Erica Kashner, Jasmine Keith, William Kemper, Caden Kennedy, Willow Kennedy, Ethan Ketchum, Wyatt Ketchum, Faith Kidd, Lucas Kidwell, Logan King, Jeremy Kirschbaum, Riley Kissel, Casey Lunsford, Hunter Kist, Emily Clem, Colton Clem, Brendan Coulter, Evan Kramer, Alex Kuhn.
Autumn Langenecker, Brooke Lay, Isabella Lee, Ava Liegaber, Isabel Lurk, Soraya Lurk, Brennan Lewis, Kira Loge, Parker Manning, Rory Mason, Molly Masterson, Robert Maxwell, Ryder McAdams, Kiara McBride, Andrew McCool, Hannah McCord, Elena McDaniel, Cody McElfresh, Nathan McPhee, Tia McGowan, Emily McMahon, Talon Meadows, Guy Meister, Camden Metcalf, Wyatt Metcalf, Lauren Meyer, Samuel Meyer, Braden Miller, Cole Miller, Jalen Miller, Macy Miller, Micaiah Mills, Cole Mingus, Adrian Mitchell, Matthew Mittermeier, Max Moses, Jocelyn Muckley, Sam Mueller, Aubrey Mullins, Connor Murray, Danica Nash, Emily Newkirk, Caroline Newton, Delaney Origer, Colston Orschel, Nathan Ott, Ryan Ott, Oliver Paff, Aiden Palmer. Alan Pantoja. Zoe Parr. Grace Pennington. Riley Perkins. Carson Pazonka. Dominic Pilcher. Amelia Pitcher. Madeline Plogstead. Mitchell Plogstead. Robert Poe. Sierra Power. Lena Prater. Josiah Ralia. Reagan Rainey. Connor Reed. Jacob Reed. Brock Riefenberger. Connor Riefenberger. Riley Rank. Addison Reynolds. Joel Richter. Madison Richter Nybert. Alyssa Reilly. Tatum Riemann. Aiden Roberts. Kane Rosfeld. Kara Rowland. Matthew Roy. Tyler Rui. Brogan Rollman. Dylan Rollman. AJ Rumpke. Ava Russell. Michael Sams. Jonah Savage. Riley Schloss. Mary Schmidl. Jamie Schmitz. Jake Schnell. Cole Sebastian. John Subert. Carson Sheets. Kennedy Schuler. Riley Shoemate. Meredith Sizemore. Sierra Smith. Caitlin Smith. Tommy Smith. Matthew A. Smith. Wesley Smith. Wyatt Eugene Smith. Wyatt L. Smith. Maddox Smith Rudisell. Brevin Snyder. Andrew Stangl. Kaylin Stanley. Chloe Stewart. Seth Strobel. Kaylin Struckman. Ava Stutz. Haley Sunby. Victoria Tenenfeld. Emmett Trent. Owen Trent. Aiden Tufarber. Gabriel Tully. Callista Turner. Natalie Turrieta. Emily Vendler. Maxwell Vetter. Brooke Wagner. Caleb Wagner. Denzel Wallace. Ava Walpe. Jacob Walpe. Sydney Watkins. Dylan Watts. Chloe Weber. Kelsey Wegman. Cassidy Wells. Dominic Werner. Gage Werner. Sammy Wheat. Noah Wiseman. Braden Wilhelm. Isaac Williams. Meredith Williams. Brett Wilson. Emma Wolber. Grady Woodyard. Elena Workman. Brendan Young.
Would the class of 2025 please rise? By the power vested in me as superintendent for the Summit Dearborn Community Schools, I now pronounce you graduates of East Central High School. At this time, you may turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations and God bless the class of 2025.